Alright, and here we are, Week 9, Day 1, the last day of Star League Season 1. I'm super excited. Today is going to be the Junior Championships, followed by the Pro Championships. These are the last races of the first season. This is absolutely superbly exciting, and I hope everybody is really hyped for these racers. So first off, we're going to be having Fishy1289, our winner's bracket winner, which is not at all redundant, versus JohnnyLeven, our elimination bracket winner. Followed by Pibonacci, the winner's bracket winner of Pro, versus Samots, who is the elimination bracket winner. And those are going to be the two races of the night. They're going to be the longest races of the entire season because of the format. So I'm going to quickly explain the format. It's a little bit different than usual because these are the championships. It's first off going to be best 3 out of 5. Best 3 out of 5 means that whoever wins 3 races first takes the win for a match. Now, however, Johnny is in the elimination bracket and Fishy is in the winner's bracket. So, let's say Fishy loses the first round. Technically speaking, Fishy gets pushed into the elimination bracket, therefore. So Johnny would have to win again in order to take the win. So, simply put, if Fishy wins one of these matches, he wins. If Johnny wins 2 matches in a row, then he wins. So, same goes for the Pro Championships, no difference there. Junior is going to be any percent, which means that players can use any items they need to win. Each racer has 15 minutes every round to either beat Olmec or get as far as they possibly can. Whoever gets farther or beats Olmec first will take the victory, and whoever gets 3 out of 5 will win the match. And of course, like I said, Johnny has to win twice, and Fishy has to win once. I'm joined by Linkruler.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, this is Link's first commentary, of course, on the most important match of the junior bracket. Are you nervous? Because you should be.
Nah, I can do this. It'll be fine.
I'm really excited for this. So we're gonna get started in a second here. I'm just gonna create, of course, the typical tweet that we retweet and stuff for hype for racers before we get going here. But seriously, we gotta get these guys some hype. They've been working real hard to get to this point in their races. They've beat all other opponents. Johnny. Actually, this is a rematch, a revenge match, if you will, where Johnny is fighting against Fishy. Johnny lost against Fishy in the finals for the winner bracket, and now he's returning because he won the losers bracket finals. So, junior finals, Johnny versus Fishy. Get some hype. And I'll quickly post the tweet in the chat so you guys can give them some support.
I shall be the first to retweet it.
And once we get this tweet out, we'll start with the countdown, and then we'll get ready to finish. Look at that. You actually were the first retweet. Good job.
I told you. I'm just on top of things today.
Alright, there we go. So, we're going to get started with the countdown for our racers, and then championships are going to begin. I just got to set up the clock, of course. I forgot to set up my system time. The countdown timer we have is really weird. We're going to get a better one for next season. Anyway, we're going to be starting our final race here in about 40 seconds. Final race for Junior. We still have a race after this one. But after that, Season 1's done. We'll be just done with Season 1 and we can move on to Season 2 prep and stuff. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good.
It's like non-stop action. We're just like not going to even stop. We're just going to go straight into Season 2 right away.
Oh yeah, for sure. No preparation required. Just gonna throw ourselves at it. Who cares? Alright, and giving them the final 10-second countdown here, which means that their race will begin in about 10 seconds, but with delay and everything. Can someone confirm with me that all of the audio is fine? I want to make sure that this audio is all good for the last race here. And yeah, here they go. You'll notice the countdown is a bit weird today. We have an extra 2 zeros. Bear with me.
Johnny went ahead a lot faster than Fishy.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a huge deal. Very rarely does that actually matter.
Yeah, not usually. It's more in the pro bracket that'll matter.
Yeah, we've seen in the pro finals at the ending there was a difference of about 5 to 10 seconds between Pib versus DT. It was absolutely insane. That's the closest a race has ever been. That's a difference if walls are shifting or walls are not shifting. Now, speaking of pro, this is not pro races, which means that we're doing any percent. I'll reiterate that for people who are just joining us. These guys can pick up any items they want to complete the game. So if they see jetpack shops, maybe we'll see some robberies, huh?
I'm glad you reiterated that. I saw Johnny pick up a bag of bombs, and I was worried for a second because I thought he would have to restart.
Every time I see that, I have to make sure that everybody knows that that's all good. This is any percent, all good.
And I'm surprised he didn't do the machete glitch where he swings it and tucks it into the ground.
Classic Kenny-style stuff.
Yeah, you gotta do Kenny style.
Ooh, I see a specialty shop. Specialty shop for Fishy. I never really caught what was actually in it, but we're about to see, I think. Teleporter and a bomb box. Okay! Wow. Gutsy. Fishy taking the teleporter. Interesting start. Johnny with a much safer damsel grab. Alright.
Hey, if it's anything like Rudd's, then we might be able to get something here.
Yeah, Rudd had a not-so-bad teleporter run. However, Fishy taking 2 arrow traps and living. Losing his teleporter up at the top of that snake pit. Will he go back for it? Is he actually? Fishy with the camera?
Seems like there's no way he can really do it.
He's continuing with this teleporter, man. There he goes.
I mean, with Shopkeeper aggro, it would be kind of a waste to not take it.
Alright, Johnny preferring the purchasing strat. Johnny, of course, not able to keep up with the teleporter run. However, he doesn't have... What?!
Nice telefrag by Fishy there.
That was okay. So far, so good. That's insane. What even? Alright, rushing water for Fishy.
He seems to know what he's doing with this teleporter.
Yeah, this is surprisingly well played. Ooh, but unfortunately the shopkeeper was shaping.
There.
Yeah, he was facing towards Fishy, so Fishy couldn't really do much about that there. The best way would be to go back up and take a vertical approach to that. Unfortunately, teleporter runs rarely ever work out here on Star League, and that might cost Fishy this round. Johnny is still doing quite well. 4 health, 10 bombs, 3 ropes.
And is this tying the lead?
Yes. I believe moving on to 2-3 means Johnny will take the lead here.
Yeah, Johnny now has the lead.
Yeah, no any percent world record right now. Pip gets to keep it for that many more hours. And for those of you who don't know, Pip just recently set the any percent world record of a 145 run. Pretty impressive stuff, absolutely bonkers. The category is totally based on skill and no luck whatsoever. Just to clarify, you know. Fishy, of course, now with less teleporting, a bit more safe play.
It's definitely a better idea in these junior races because, you know, you never know what could happen. Something bad could always go wrong if you have shopkeeper aggro or the wrong items.
Alright, it looks like apparently there was a bit of a issue. According to OBS, that is not on my end, so I believe that is an error on Twitch's part. We did not drop any frames, so I'm really desperately hoping Twitch doesn't have any problems here. If there's one recommendation I can give you, don't refresh the webpage. Just pause and unpause the stream whenever that does happen. Refreshing could mean that Twitch goes down for you, which is not the good idea. You definitely don't want that, so don't refresh the webpage for a while. If you have to, I guess, but definitely pause and unpause.
It seems to be the opposite for me. When I pause and unpause, it never loads. I always have to refresh the stream.
Sometimes, yeah, it won't work, but if you can avoid it, do not refresh the stream, because that tends to be what breaks Twitch more often than not. Johnny actually going to have to use one of his ropes and potentially 2 of them here if he isn't careful. Bomb box. After... Okay, Johnny getting a bomb box out of a crate on the ice caves, and yeah, he's going to have to use a second rope here. Going to go down to exactly 1 rope. Unless he decides to make a gutsy jump, which he does not choose to do. Fishy slowly catching up, only 4 levels behind at this point. Alright. There he goes.
Fishy got a little trap there.
Ooh, yeah, that's behind the shop. And bees as well. Yeah, Fishy wanted to avoid that beehive, so he went the other way. Unfortunately, he has to go through. That beehive is the path.
He took a lot of damage from that bee.
Yeah, that bee was a trooper. Brought Fishy down 3 health.
May have been a good idea to cook a bomb and try to get the royal jelly. That might have been something very useful for this.
We've seen other racers like drop down to 0 bombs from it though, so if you don't know how to cook your bombs, it could be a bad idea.
That is true. But yeah, he has 13 bombs. I didn't think it would have been that big of a problem.
Alright, Johnny taking some fall damage near the end of 3-4 there. That was a bit spooky, but he gets a
entering
damsel.
The temple. First temple of the day.
He gets a damsel immediately after, so that damage is pretty much negated. And that's a really fast temple level for Johnny if he plays it right. Gotta notice that thwomp, and he does. Well played. Alright, on to 4-2 for Johnny. Fishy about to move on to the ice caves, assuming everything goes okay for him. He's on 2-4 at 2 health. Of course, a lot of things are lethal at 2 health, but I'm sure Fishy can manage. Using a bomb to get around a spike pit. Not a bad idea, considering how many bombs he has. Better safe than sorry, I suppose. Of course, then again, he did take a teleporter run. Yeah, spring shoes just from nowhere. Johnny with a really awkward layout for the temple. I believe he got himself stuck, but he had enough bombs to get out, so he's on to 4-3 at this point. Fishy moving on to the ice caves. Alright, there's an arrow trap right there, and Johnny whips it effectively. There he goes. Fishy taking fall damage and reaching the abyss in the ice caves. That's gonna be a death for him. He's returning to the mines. He definitely has to hope that Johnny dies on Olmec here, otherwise the first round will go to Johnny.
Or are we like separating these anyway? Like we call like rounds both like ending like winning one set and you know what I mean, right? That's right. Is there like a way of we're separating these? Because we just seem to be calling everything rounds.
Rounds are one race, and then a match is a set of 2 or 3 rounds, depending upon, you know.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. I guess I must have missed that.
Yeah, I'm not always consistent, but as we continue, I'm doing my best to be consistent. Round is like one set of 2 out of 3. No, okay. A round is one race that goes to 15 minutes. A match is a set of 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5. Okay, so that's how it goes. Apparently, we're having some problems right now as far as the stream being loaded by people. Johnny did just win his match, and as he's winning and going through the exit and everything, I'm going to talk about that. Alright, so we're going to get these guys back to the main area. Fishy's just staring down at Tiki Man in defeat. Alright.
That Tiki Man is really wanting him.
Right,
but Fishy submitted to the other one.
Yeah. Gonna get these guys to the main door, get started with the second round of these races. Johnny getting rid of the walls are shifting, of course. Alright, so we'll get started with our next race in about 40 seconds. Nice first race. I think Fishy might be a little bit flustered right now. We'll see if he's warmed up after those first few rounds here. Maybe we're going to see some revenge from Johnny, who knows? This is once again a rematch between these two guys. Johnny lost to Fishy during Junior Winners Finals.
There still is plenty of room for Fishy to come back, though. He still has the chance to win this match. And even if he loses this match, he can still come back in the second match.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of comebacks after one defeat during these races. I wouldn't be shocked if it happened again.
Race should be starting soon.
Yep.
And again, Johnny going quite a separate amount of time before Fishy.
Yeah, I think Johnny has a little bit of less delay on both of our parts. Unfortunately, that is a little bit of an issue, but like we said, I've always said it shouldn't be a massive game changer.
Yeah, especially since they've been using the Steam chat to coordinate to us whether they're done or not. Yep. That also will help us out a lot.
Anyway, race 2 here. Maybe we'll see some more teleporter action from Fishy. I have no idea. I gotta hope and not, because teleporters, they're just madness, really.
It's all RNG.
Better safe
straight down levels, otherwise you're gonna lose your run.
Yeah, teleporter is literally movement RNG, which just doesn't sound good by itself and isn't good. So. No shopkeep robberies or purchases so far from either of these guys. Looks like Johnny got some bombs actually, though. Perhaps he did purchase something and I missed it. I didn't catch it if he got like 2 bomb bags separately though.
Yeah, I must have missed it as well.
Is you grabbing a Manzel, going up 1 health, up to 6 at this point. He grabbed a damsel previously as well. Johnny getting his own damsel, using it as arrow bait. Nice. Of course, a damsel can take an arrow hit and still live. So if you didn't know that strat, now you do. Ooh, that's a lot of cobras.
Some cobra problems.
2 damage to those guys, a spit and a bite. Alright, well, Fishy is going to be the first one to move on to the jungle here. Johnny on 1-4, just a little bit behind. A perfect level for Fishy, just straight down, very few enemies, really open. Only real threat there was full damage.
A lot of these shops, all these clothing shops, could have given him a nice cape by now.
Yeah, I think that's the second time I've seen cape and specs in the,
Oh, black market hype.
Yeah, look at that. We're going to see some black market strats from Fishy. That's one of the most advantageous things about going to the black market while racing is that you complete the level that you're currently on. So that's shortened that level, and of course the black market has a consistent layout. The one problem is if you get orange frogs that activate shops. Fishy handled that one effectively though.
No, one thing I want to see in these races is if somebody were to use an Ankh, were to go and buy one, so use that, so if they were to die, they could respawn again.
Yeah, Ankhs are a legitimate strategy in 80%. You are totally allowed to buy Ankhs during these races. That is 100% legal. So, if you can amass that kind of money, you go for it. If you steal from them, you go for it. That is totally an option to you. We have never seen it because it is an insane idea. But regardless.
I'm sure a lot of pros would do it if they felt like it.
However, it is low % for pros, so they don't get their items.
Unfortunately.
You're taking fall damage right at the exit there. Gonna move on to the ice caves at this point. Johnny still a single level behind on 2-4.
It's still anybody's game on this race.
Right.
Fishy seems to be lower on stats, but Johnny is a little bit more behind.
Ooh, Johnny dealing with some awkward stuff on that rushing water level. Looks like he's going to bomb through. Good choice on his part. Getting a ruby there, and once again, staying pretty much exactly a level behind. Fishy moving out of 3-2 as Johnny is entering the ice caves. Kind of slow level for Fishy, because Johnny had some problems on the ice caves. Fishy had some problems. Johnny rather had problems in the jungle, while Fishy was dealing with some odd stuff in the ice caves.
Fishy takes a freeze ray instead of a mine. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, freeze ray. I mean, you know what? That's a real. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Freeze ray is arguably one of the best things you could bring into the temple simply because of the mummies and Anubis.
And Crocmen.
It insta kills them. Yeah, Crocmen too. Crocmen can die to freeze ray blasts if you time it properly. Fishy pausing. Only for a second though. That's all good. Right, and Johnny at this point catching up onto 3-3. Yeah, I thought that might have been 3-4 for a second, but slowly making his way back to where Fishy is at. Really fast level there for him, so yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're about caught up now.
Yeah, 3-4 for both of them. Johnny just going through the transition as Fishy looks like he's gonna... no, he's not. Alright.
I thought he was gonna rob the shop.
He thought about killing Sparky, but he chose not to. Awkward situation with the Yeti.
Oh, knocked back.
Yeah, okay. Fighter down, Yeti down. There we go. Johnny on 3-4 at this point. I hope that's not the bottom layer for him.
Didn't take the damage to the mine.
Johnny was on the bottom layer and unfortunately had to use a rope there, so and is that the right side? I'm not sure what's going on Johnny's end.
It's really confusing. That's a really messed up layout.
Yeah, that's pretty disorienting. Fishy dealing with some swamp troubles on 4-1. Yeah, that was a terrible level for Johnny. Only one
Fishy
rope
isn't
left.
faring any better. He's getting a bit of a bad tempo now, especially with that Anubis spot.
That's why he has the freeze ray, though. If he can get those bubbles to stop appearing and just jump down there and freeze Anubis, his problems are solved. Oh, but Johnny falls down into 2 mummies, and there was nothing he could do. He's dead on 4-1.
Ooh, Fishy got that Anubis kill.
Alright, that swaggy freeze ray kill. I like it. I like it a lot. Does he take the scepter,
he was deciding
though?
to take the scepter, but he did not.
Alright, and there you go. As I said, freeze rays kill mummies. Massive advantage in the temple. But at this point, Fishy is down to only 2 ropes and a single bit of health. This is a scary little race we got going on here. If Fishy dies on this level,
man.
It's tied up. That was close. That was close. Scary stuff right there.
See if 4-2 is going to do anything. There's lots of thwomps at the start. That's always not ideal. But it seems like he's able to handle that fairly well.
So Fishy has the lead right now on 4-2. Unfortunately, Johnny died on 4-1, which means that his farthest level is not as good as Fishy's right now. Fishy moving on to 4-3, pushing the lead even further and potentially having an Olmec victory in a second here.
Will he get a case of the 4-3, or will he be able to triumph and keep going into
I have
Olmec?
a feeling that freeze ray is going to be really advantageous on this level here.
Oh, now if that lava has anything to say about it.
Yes, you cannot freeze the lava. Unfortunately, not a game mechanic. A little bit scary with those arrow traps, but he handles them pretty effectively. It looks like...
freeze ray.
Yeah, freeze ray is no longer Fishy's best friend. However, he's moving on to Olmec anyway, and the freeze ray really loses its advantageousness.
Question is, will he use fast strats, or will he use his ropes to go up and grab some crates?
I have a feeling there might be some ropes going on here. If Fishy is watching Johnny's stream, then there's a good chance Fishy will just go up and check for some bombs potentially. And after a bunch of community response, I think I'll just say now that there's a good chance we'll continue to allow stream watching. Fast strats it is! With 1 health, it's a little bit scary. Any sort of troll spawns that you can't react to fast enough will be lethal here. Of course, Fishy does have 2 ropes to deal with any regular spawns like those right there. I have no doubt in my mind that Fishy can pull off this fight. He just has to be careful. Ouch.
There were 2 spawns there that dropped on him. And he used his rope just slightly earlier than he needed to.
Alright, so at this point, Fishy has set the lead of Olmec 4-4. So if Johnny can reach Olmec, he'll tie up the game. And if he beats Olmec, of course, he'll take the win for the round. That's too bad. Unfortunately, he threw the rope just a little bit too early for himself. Those enemies still spawned after the rope was placed. It went through the bubble rather than going through the enemies. And they did not die and fell on Fishy, so Fishy goes down on Olmec.
I believe somebody on the Reddit recently asked if he could kill the enemies before the bubbles completely spawn them, and that shows that answer is a no.
Yeah, you cannot kill the Olmec bubbles, unfortunately. At least not by any reasonable means. Maybe you can freeze them. I'm doubtful, though. Who knows? Maybe it's something worth testing. We'll see.
Do you know if those orbs could be used in, like, Spelunky? That'd be really cool, just having, like, mystery spawn. See what you have to go against when
I'm
random
pretty sure
level.
you can. I don't know if they actually work, but I know they're in the options. At this point, Johnny's on 3-1, Psychic Presence stuff going on, although it looks like we won't even see the alien spaceship.
It seemed to be a really small one.
Yeah, we didn't even see it on that level. That must have been, like, the tiniest there ever was. No efforts to get the jetpack, sadly. That doesn't happen as often as I'd like to see it happen. It's not too difficult as long as you manage it properly, and considering how good the jetpack is, it could be argued to be worth it, but at the same time, those psychic beams are pretty much always lethal unless you have massive amounts of health, and that's just unlikely when racing.
Using the turret is also a pretty good idea, though, but he can just use the turret to chuck it over into the Alien Lord. That would be a way to kill it fast and easy. But of course, there's also the trial of getting it down without blowing it up.
Alright, so Johnny's moving on to 3-4 at this point, 5 levels ahead of Fishy. Johnny has most of the, how do I say this? Johnny is really the deciding factor right now in these races. If he completes his run effectively with 3 health, 16 bombs, and 3 ropes, he definitely has a chance to just go ahead and beat Olmec. Unfortunately, Fishy doesn't have much of an opportunity to catch up to Johnny in that time. We'll have to see, of course, if Johnny dies, then the race is in Fishy's hands, whether or not he can complete the run. But it sort of depends upon where Johnny dies as well. If Johnny dies before Olmec, this race will almost undoubtedly go to Fishy, so we'll see what happens. We'll let this run through. A little bit of an awkward temple. Johnny correctly deciding to use a bomb here. Bypass both Anubis and a terribly placed mummy. There we go. Fishy moving on to the ice caves as Johnny is moving on to Temple 4-2. Once again, Fishy is exactly 5 levels behind. However, ooh, that was well played. It was well played by Johnny. Most racers at that point would choose to wait it out for the mummy, but it is a little bit, you know, I wouldn't argue more safe, but it's definitely faster to just rush it like Johnny did there. Good choices. Fishy dealing with a wet fur level. Of course, it's not blocked off.
Taking in the UFO beam.
Yeah, that's 1 health for him.
Yes.
Ouch.
And then a prayer to Kali 4-3 for Johnny. Seems like he's making it to Olmec this time around.
Right,
so now we are tied.
Yeah, the game's tied up. Let's see if Johnny can manage to pull out a win here.
Either that or will we be going into overtime? Or is there enough time for Fishy to come back?
Fishy definitely has enough time to come back. He has about 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Now will Johnny do fast strats, or is he going to do... Okay, yeah, he has enough bombs to be able to do just the safe strats.
Yeah, Johnny's first one was safe strats, and looks like he's going to stick to that right now. Alright, Fishy's on 3-4 right now. If Johnny does die, Fishy has a solid chance.
Let's see if he can get the tier correctly.
Alright, I've been seeing this strat from a lot of junior races more than pro. Right there it is, right there.
Oh, there's some Olmec spawns.
Okay.
Snail was a little scary.
Oh my gosh, and he pulls it off. That was terrifying, but Johnny is going to take the second win here. At this point, it's 2-0. Fishy still has a chance to come back. He'll have to win 3 in a row here, though. I should state one more time that Johnny, if he does win this match, will not win the championships. He'll push Fishy into the elimination bracket and then have to face off with him again.
I don't know about you, but I would actually enjoy that. It gives us more race content for today. Championships should be something exciting. I can't speak today, I guess.
There's a solid chance for Johnny to push Fishy into the elimination bracket here. Let's see how it happens. There's definitely some revenge going down right now. Fishy defeated Johnny during what?
Oh, nice Hawkman throw there.
That was what? Right, but these two are both at the main door now, so we're going to get started with our next race in about 40 seconds. This could be the last one of this match. If Johnny wins, then Fishy will at this point be pushed into the elimination bracket. However, if Fishy wins, we'll be continuing on here. We'll see. Johnny has a solid chance right now to push Fishy down into the elimination, but as always, Fishy still has this great chance of coming back. I'm just saying the same thing over and over again until we start this race. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm giving them the 10-second countdown here. They'll be starting about 15 seconds with delay. Alright. So we're just going to set up the clock, get the timer going, and we'll start with this next and potentially final match here for this setup. Alright. And Johnny once again a little bit ahead because of delay. Of course, it shouldn't be a massive problem, but everything should be fine.
Fishy seems to have been taking a faster approach to this level compared to Johnny, who was a bit slower.
Yeah, Fishy has a more aggressive strategy so far as I can tell, because he did take the teleporter, which is gutsy, very gutsy. Definitely a Rudd strat. Rudd is a firm believer of grabbing teleporters during these races, and that's why he got eliminated, so fair enough.
I think Fishy is taking more risks because he knows that he has another chance if he does lose this. And I think since he's already lost 2 games, he's going a little more aggressive, because if he loses this, then if he doesn't lose this, then it's going to take a lot longer for him to win the match than if he were to just restart and start the second match.
Yeah. Okay, my voice is apparently just going to die right there, but we should be fine. Johnny choosing to buy a compass from the shop. That's a pretty solid choice. Compass, as always, is a massive help during these races, especially in the ice caves, where you tend to avoid being stuck on the wrong side. Johnny actually had to deal with being on the wrong side at one point, using up one of his last few ropes, unfortunately. So it's a massive advantage, really. The compass is huge, and Fishy is also going to obtain a compass, so there we go. Alright, Johnny getting a bomb bag from a crate. Fishy being the first one to the ice, not ice caves, rather the jungle. Sorry, my mind is a bit flustered. Yeah, but
he also dealt with that Tiki Village very well.
Yeah, nice bomb usage. Skipping up a black market, of course, at that point, it wouldn't have really sped up the level he was on, and there could have been some risks with the black market, so good choice by him to just leave. And this is totally proving that Fishy definitely has a more aggressive and faster strategy. He's about 2 levels ahead of Johnny right now, although he is a little bit
Almost
lacking in
3.
resource.
Yeah, that was 3.
Yeah, and he actually has full health, where Johnny is actually down to 1 at this point and has to deal with the spider den. Yeah, he's just going to rush through it and be just fine, but still.
Fishy reading the compass a little bit too much and trying to go completely that way.
Yeah, I'm liking this difference in playstyles here. The whole aggressive strategy from Fishy and the safe strats from Johnny. Johnny apparently taking a lot more damage. I think he might be making a few poor decisions along the way, perhaps.
Fishy
this is a solid
going
chance
into
for
the
Fishy
ice
to get his
caves
first
very
win.
soon.
Yeah, he'll be in the ice caves in a second, assuming nothing goes wrong.
Oh, that spike situation. Never mind. I shouldn't have jinxed it. I probably jinxed it there.
That's a bomb.
Might be a good idea to use a rope.
Bomb or a rope? Okay. Gonna take the risk there. I personally am not at all good at jumping out of tiki traps and jumping right on top of them after holding onto the ledge. It's tough to word that, but that's definitely tough for some players to do, and it was impressive.
Timing. A psychic presence for Fishy. Is he going to go for the jetpack here?
Let's see. I mean, Fishy's play has been aggressive. I wouldn't be shocked if he went for it. He's using a rope to go down here, which makes me think that there's a good chance that he will go for it, or perhaps go around it. Looks like he's not choosing to go for it.
It seems like he's not going for it.
Alright, and there he goes.
Well, at least we got a glimpse of the ship this time.
Ooh, and Johnny's gonna go down in the jungle. I missed what happened. Unfortunately, I was too focused on Fishy stuff.
Too.
Dang. Ouch.
Lots of mammoths in this 3-2.
Fishy has a solid chance of taking his first win here. As long as he plays the seat effectively and somewhat safely, he should be able to take the win. And,
I really do think it matters about Olmec. Like, he was doing safe strats on Olmec. No, not safe strats. He was doing fast strats on Olmec, and that kind of caused his downfall. I feel like if he's to do straight safe strats, he should be able to get it.
Yeah, I think every single time we've seen Fishy reach Olmec, he's been doing fast strats, where Johnny has been doing safe strats every single time he reached it. Once again, showing the difference between these two guys' play styles. Johnny is a little bit more conservative, while Fishy is a bit more aggressive with his play. So,
although the aggressive play seems to have been going very well for him, except for until then when he gets hit by an UFO after he whips it.
The farthest level, I believe that was
3-3, I think that was.
It was level 12. I'm trying to think that out of my head.
If you look in the Star League, 12, that's 3-2.
Okay.
No.
No, it's not. That's 3-4.
It's 3-4. I can't math today.
Yeah, okay, so that was 3-4. So, farthest level
what
being
Summer does to
3-4.
kids.
At this point, they're both back to the mines, so Johnny having a distinctive lead with pitcher's mitt, up 1 health and down 1 rope on 1-4, about to move on to the jungle. I would take that camera.
Johnny is not doing the tourist percent. Sad day.
I would take that camera. Pretty
it would
effective.
definitely help with the Dead or Restless.
Yeah, A, it helps with Dead or Restless, and B, it helps with bats in spike pits.
And mummies, if you were to take it all the way to the temple.
Yeah, that's true. And Yama, if you were doing a hell run, but, you know, this is any percent to Olmec, not to Yama. This is not hell percent.
Why would you do it on Yama? Doesn't that instantly aggro him?
Yeah, but it skips the first phase, makes it faster. Less bombs.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the Cobras have been really aggressive during these races. We've been seeing a lot of Cobra spit causing damage during these two guys' runs.
Makes me think of a really smart strat for Yama. If you have a camera,
yeah,
you just open up a little hole for him, like the one tile, because you know how he instantly dies if he's in too small of a space to transform to a second form.
Oh, is that
then
a
you
thing?
just take a picture of him.
Neato.
So you just need one bomb practically and a camera.
Alright, so Fishy, unfortunately dying on 1-4, dang man.
3-4? Or, no, you're talking about this.
Yeah, no, he died on the mines 1-4 there, so he's going to go back to the beginning of the game while Johnny's moving on to what I believe is 2-3. Yeah, there it is.
You're right, and yeah, and this is where the camera would have been useful.
Washing water, dead or restless, scary stuff.
Washing water?
Washing water.
This is how you pronounce things.
Professional commentary, you know?
I feel like a European trying to learn English.
Alright, and Johnny with another rushing water level. Oof, hopefully this is as good as his last one, otherwise he might have a problem here. Of course, being at 5 health, he can take a hit from Old Bitey twice. Ooh, that was a little bit scary with that frog there. Luckily, Johnny managed to land on the top. Scary stuff.
Seems to have gotten really lucky with that level. I don't think it was the smartest idea to go for that crate, especially since it was ropes, but, I mean...
Could have been anything. Could have been a jetpack, you know?
Yeah, could have been a plasma cannon.
Yeah, that doesn't really help with the races, though. So Fishy, at this point, moving back onto the jungle. Let's see. Johnny's level's a little bit awkward. Okay, that was a lot of... Okay!
Oh, that was very close.
Unfortunately, Johnny can't even buy anything falling into that jump.
Oh,
no!
And he mistimes his jump.
So Fishy still has the lead here of 3-4, and Fishy is also dead on 2-1, going back to the mines 1-1. I don't know. I'm starting to think these guys are a little bit flustered by the whole championship stress going down. A lot of deaths here.
I can't blame them.
Yeah. It's definitely scary being at the very end here. Oh my gosh.
How much time is left on the clock?
We have 7 minutes and 30 seconds, so we're only about halfway through this race, but we've had
exactly halfway through.
We've had a heck of a lot of deaths.
Yep, it's still anybody's game though. I believe they should be able to reach Olmec. It depends on how safe and slow they're being.
They need about approximately 6 minutes to definitely reach Olmec, 5 minutes if they play quickly.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So they definitely still have a chance to reach Olmec. However, if they die late game again, it will be probably their last run. Johnny actually grabbing some money to purchase from a shop down here. There is a compass it looks like he's going for, and that's a solid choice. There you go, his purchase in the compass. Yep. Unfortunately, you can't get a bomb bag as well. Oh my gosh, my voice. Ouch.
Hashtag voice cracks.
Thanks.
Thanks, teenagehood.
Anyway, 1-4 for Fishy, 1-3 for Johnny. Looks like Fishy's down 2 health. I think he might have taken an arrow trap or just individual damage twice, unfortunately. Of course, that's not a huge issue, and any percent you can get damsels and bring your health back up. There's a damsel right there for Fishy if he so chooses to take it, using 2 ropes on an arrow trap that's triggered, and getting hit by a cobra once again during these races.
These cobras are being really mean today.
Alright, and he has a damsel now, so he's gonna go back up to 2 health. Johnny nearly dying on spikes after some fall damage. These guys need to play a bit more safe. There's some scary things going down that don't need to be scary. Alright, Fishy grabbing a damsel and using a bomb here. Good choice. Gonna easily get that damsel to the exit, get himself back up to 3 health.
Ooh, nice orange frog on Johnny's level. Jumped up into a tiki trap and got shot over into a man trap. Always entertaining to watch.
Is he gonna do it? No, Fishy is not gonna grab the jetpack teleporter. Learning from his mistakes.
He should have at least gotten the jetpack.
Yeah, the jetpack would have been a good find. However, you know, of course, shopkeeper aggro is a very, very big game changer. You have to spend time at the end of every exit, assuming the shopkeep is a little bit obnoxious, and of course, there's a danger of death at the end of every single exit.
Nice piranha dodge from Fishy there.
Piranha dodge and a boomerang dodge at the same time, very impressive. As long as Fishy can easily reach the exit here, which he definitely can.
Oh, it's a rushing water. I did not notice that.
That's the worst spot. You could probably get a bigger frog.
Giant frog.
Luckily, he could just go straight around that. However, Johnny dealing with a ridiculous level in the jungle. Oh my gosh, what is this? These are some evil jungle levels for both of these two.
Getting the case of the PibNG here.
All right. So Fishy's on
Fishy's
the ice
on
caves.
to 3-1, and Johnny is just one level behind, still on 2-4.
Yep. At this point, if either of the racers dies, considering we're below 5 minutes at this point, they'll probably be over with their runs as far as things go. 5 minutes is not enough time to get past 3-4 typically.
Oh, hey, Psychic
Well,
Presence.
no, 5 minutes is enough time to get past 3-4, but there's only about 4:30 left. And Fishy, once again, turning around when using his rope, luckily getting an exit right there. That was scary for him. If the exit was not there, he would have been dead.
I was gonna mention, but I got a little distracted, that I was gonna say that Fishy shouldn't have worried about the jetpack in the shop, because he would have gotten Psychic Presence, because they're just like showing up for all the racers today.
Yeah, we've had lots of them so far. At this point, there's still a level of difference between these two. Fishy on 3-3 while Johnny's on 3-2. Of course, if Johnny pushes enough, he can tie it up with Fishy. And Fishy using one of his last bombs, hoping for something from that crate. Ropes would probably be the most advantageous here. Of course, he's going to get a parachute, unfortunately. I mean, that could help him out on an ice caves level if he really messes up, but we'll see. Okay, a little bit scary with that landmine, but Fishy handled it promptly.
They seem to be making it back to 3-4, going back to where we have the lead tied at. And it seems like it is tied there.
Johnny has never made it to 3-4 during this race, so Fishy has the lead right now. But Johnny
But now
did
it is
just make
tied.
it to, yeah, now it is. Johnny is on 3-4 while Fishy is. Both of these guys currently on their best runs. Okay, that was scary. I am surprised that worked out so well for Johnny, but Johnny is actually going to pull ahead. I mentioned that if he pushes, he can get ahead of Fishy, and he's onto the temple first. Fishy quickly
doing
falling
Yeti
behind.
strats, jumping off their heads to make it over to an otherwise unreachable area.
Yeah, that was a solid play from him.
And an instantly aggro Croc Man. Let's see if that's going to become a downfall.
Awkward stuff for Johnny, handles it pretty well though. Fishy using his landmine to speed his level up. Looks like these two are going to exit it pretty much the exact same time. Alright, so on to 4-2 for both of these guys. After a little bit of a worrisome start to these races, these guys have really picked up. Oh no! Johnny's gonna die from a thwomp from below. Oh man, Fishy, although getting the 3 ropes that he definitely needed if he was gonna have any time with either safe strats or you know, going up and getting the stuff from the top area strats. Slow
That's
strats,
what I do with
guess.
that mummy there, Fishy.
Yeah, Johnny is back to 1-1. Fishy's gonna have the lead, moving on to 4-3 at this point. Ouch. Alright, well, apparently Twitch is still having some issues. Hopefully that stops, but we're gonna continue with races if nothing has happened. So Fishy on 4-3, easy arrow up right there for him. The Womp trying. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going down on this level. Oh no! Okay, so you're a little bit ahead of me, so I'm gonna refresh
Very
Fishy after
slightly.
these races. But it looks like Fishy is going to take the win at this point. He was 1 level ahead of Johnny at the ending, and unfortunately, 1 minute and 45 seconds is not enough for Johnny to get back to that level. So Fishy is not going to take a 3-0 defeat. He's going to take 1 win, and we'll see if he goes with that. He can still win this all if he wins his next 2 races. Okay, so we're back. Fishy won the last race for those who must know, so it's 2-1 in Johnny's favor right now. We're going to get started with this next race in about 40 seconds. Alright, so hopefully not a big deal anymore. We can continue without any more issues from Twitch's end. Get on with championships, continue the hype train, etc. I wonder if we're going to get a 2-2 here between Fishy and Johnny. Fishy's going to have to play a little bit less aggressively. That last race had a lot of deaths at the beginning that were kind of unnecessary. They, of course, picked up towards the end, both reaching the temple. Johnny dying on 4-2, Fishy dying on 4-3, and ending the race by default by being the farthest level achieved. So we'll see if some strategies change in this next race after so many deaths.
Yeah, definitely. I think Fishy, if he plays a lot less aggressively, he might be able to have a better chance, or he might have lesser of a chance. Who knows? We'll see.
These guys starting a little bit late, but at this point they're both entering at the same time for me, nearly.
Oh, Fishy takes an arrow trap right away, and Johnny takes fall damage, I believe.
Wow, okay, you are far ahead of me as far as delay goes.
Sorry, I just can't hold it.
Alright, I will try refreshing these guys' streams one more time, and if that doesn't happen, we're just gonna have to work with delay as it goes.
I'll try to like wait a second or two to say stuff.
Alright. So if
Johnny
this
going
reload...
to shop, spent too much on a bomb bag to get the compass, since he's going to use some more time to get some more money.
Yeah, I would have taken the compass before all else in that shop, but looks like Johnny's going to spend some time anyway. It's a good choice, especially considering how lethal it can be in the ice cave, so...
Yeah, it definitely can help out a lot.
If we still have delay issues after this, there's not much we can do at that point. Link will be a little bit ahead of commentary, and we'll have to deal with that next season. We do have a fix for that, believe me. It's just experimental, we can't try it out yet, so hopefully for Season 2 it'll be all good. Anyway, back to races. Johnny moving on to 1-4 as Fishy is at the same time. Johnny with the compass and Fishy lacking one, actually. We'll see if Fishy can get his hands on the compass at some point during
Fishy's
these races.
getting marauded by bats here.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary. We often see racers get compasses from either crates or shops, but you can also get them from a Yeti King in the ice caves. If you so choose to fight him, he goes down by one bomb, so he's not the toughest to defeat. Sometimes he just dies on his own from a landmine. But at this point, both of these guys are under the jungle at the same time. However, Fishy with a blocked off layout.
Yeah, that blocked out layout is not very nice.
Not only that,
Catches
but
himself on the
village.
worm tongue. That's pretty nice.
Yep. Johnny got attacked by a monkey, only lost some gold though, luckily for him. He could have gotten stunned and potentially killed. I don't think there were any threats around, but still, you never know what might happen when you get stunned.
Lose some ropes. I've had it happen once where where a monkey took my ropes from me and it dropped into the spikes, and they're the last 3 ropes I had.
Yeah.
That was a fun time to get them back.
Alright, and Fishy with an immediate black market, 5-second
down.
level. Ooh, yeah, that rushing water level did not treat him nicely. Let's see how the black market treats Fishy. I think that's symbolism right there. With that rushing water level killing Johnny.
Ooh, there's a compass for Fishy there. He does have enough for it.
He grabs the
Doesn't
compass
have enough
and,
for anything else though.
Yeah, he's gonna move on out of the black market unless he could rob that. He could just steal it and leave the level.
He's not gonna do it.
Alright, good choice on his end. Bonkers stuff going on Link's end. I have no idea what that was. Hopefully, not a huge deal.
There are people dying in my house. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
It's a murder house.
Alright, so Johnny's gonna have to work his way back through the mines while Fishy gets... That's beautiful. 2 tiki traps holding a frog on the altar. Just smack. That's actually ridiculous. So Fishy's gonna get some Kali anger. If that happens one more time, we'll see some ball and chain action, although I'm a little bit doubtful. Just a little bit. Johnny buying a Matic Strats return. Matic Strats, rather.
Matic Strax. Matic Strax. You're messing up your words even worse than I usually do.
Mac's to be super useful in the mines and the temple, even more so. Temple is a massive advantage because more often than not you can Matic your way away from a mummy with just a single swing.
Specialty shop. Is he gonna even check it out? He did not even check it out.
That's too bad.
Could have been a jetpack there. Jetpack or teleporter.
He passed up a jetpack and a teleporter last level, so I think he has made his choice as far as those things go. But Fishy pushing the lead on the ice caves. Here.
Johnny's starting to pick up speed a bit. He's not going as slow as he was earlier.
Yeah, Matic is hugely useful for these racers. Fishy has some spike boots, which is going to help him out with the ice on the ice cave levels.
It would have helped out a lot if there could have been a compass in that specialty shop, and that would have helped Johnny out a lot, because especially with the Matic, it's good to have a compass to know where you're going.
Yeah, Johnny took a tiki trap to the foot, unfortunately, like, just sort of nicked it a little bit, bounced out of the tiki trap though and survived with 1 health. We'll see if he grabs some damsels along the way. It's going to be tough to grab damsels while carrying the Matic. He's going to have to manage them both at the same time on a level. But right now, this race is mostly in Fishy's hand. He's on 3-4 at this point, and if he runs this race, run rather fast enough and completes Oh My Kill, take the second one here, and it'll go down to a 2-2 match between Johnny and Fishy. Of course, some UFO issues for Fishy on these levels. Lots of UFOs, but his compass treating him really well, and he's moving on to the temple.
Unfortunately, Fishy did not go to that hired help shop. I'm pretty sure that guy would have helped out a lot, especially in this case.
Hired help is so useful.
He would have been the hero of this entire legacy.
All right, there's a bit of an odd play from Fishy, accidentally throwing his landmine, I think accidentally, and of course having to use a bomb to prevent the thwomp from blowing up his landmine, and then his landmine is now in between 2 enemies and gets used. That landmine was just destined to be used in a way that Fishy did not want it to be.
The struggle was real for that landmine. If he fought for it,
Fishy using one of his many ropes to get past a lava pit that would be otherwise scary. Johnny, still at 1 health, managing it pretty well though on the ice caves.
He's a damsel though.
Yeah, really large detour, getting a damsel. Good choice. Doesn't have a compass, whereas Fishy does. That was a bit gutsy, dropping that Matic, but the exit is right there, so it does work out just fine for him. Fishy, of course, moving on through 4-2 at 4 health, and now onto 4-3 at this point.
Yeah, I think for Johnny, it really does depend on how Fishy handles Olmec. Whether he uses safe strats or fast strats, that could cause a problem.
I think if Fishy is watching Johnny's stream, he'll be doing some safe strats, which would be a good choice, but we'll see what happens. Fishy has pretty much always used fast strats so far.
I did not realize he had spike shoes. I thought he was going to have to do some whipping on the mummy.
Yeah, the spike shoes are proven to be pretty freaking useful. We don't see much. This level has had many, many blocked off tikis. The pip counter would have exploded right now. This is kind of ridiculous. Pretty unfortunate for Fishy using a ton of his ropes and his bombs.
At least he gets a crate with ropes in it.
Oh my god! That was
what happened to Johnny?
Johnny died with his display having 1 health. He got frozen and UFO'd and mammoth and I don't even know. He also died with 1 health. That was a UI glitch right there. A HUD glitch rather. Odd. Anyway, Fishy is going to be doing safe strats here. Nice change of pace from Fishy. Climbing gloves, not going to help him out.
Yep, we'll rip fast strats. Oh, web gun, we got this.
This is a pretty ridiculous area for Fishy.
There's
Spring
lots
shoes.
of crates. He's getting all kinds of items from these crates.
There are his bombs that he was looking for, so that's enough for him to be doing some safe strats here, and I definitely expect it.
Yeah, that's like 10 to 15 crates. Not 15, I wouldn't say that, but probably like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that was quite a few. Alright, and here are the safe strats from Fishy. We haven't seen Fishy do any safe strats at all during these races between Johnny and Fishy, so looks like it's going to work out pretty well for him. Alright, and this is the last bomb for him. Assuming he does the Tita correctly, this will be just fine.
And he's doing extra safe strats to ensure that Olmec will fall down. Oh, that rope. Like the rope was swaying except for one of the sections of it.
Alright, and Fishy's going to complete Olmec with 6 minutes 50 seconds left on the clock. So that's going to be a win for him, and at this point it's going to be 2-2 between these guys. If Fishy wins the next match, he will become the junior champion. However, if Johnny wins the next match, he will push Fishy into the elimination bracket, and we'll move on with the second match between these two guys. Alright, so Fishy gets his second win. This is close. This is really nice.
I feel like Fishy's trying to like warm into like a better zone where he's starting to get a lot better plays in. I think the first 2 rounds against Johnny, he was a little bit like nervous, maybe, or...
Yeah, you have to warm up a little bit with these races. Of course, I expect these guys are practicing a ton before these races began, but yeah, there we go.
No, I'm sorry, Fishy, but we're not doing the daily challenge today.
Alright, and these guys are both back at the main area, so I'm going to reset the clock and get these guys going in about 40 seconds.
Gotta give Fishy some time to reset the walls of shifting.
Yeah, he has plenty of time. Although if he pauses, he might not. Alright, let's see what happens here. This is pretty exciting. 2-2 in this last race. It's not over, though. If Johnny does win this next match, we'll be pushed into the Fishy will be pushed into the elimination bracket. We'll have to do another round of best of 5 between these guys.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. Let's see if Johnny can push out the win here.
Let's see. I mean, I wouldn't mind commentating for another match.
Yeah, that's true. You'd have to be here for even longer.
I'm preventing you guys from replacing me with Rudd.
Alright, Fishy's partner, the Pingu, and Johnny's partner, the Cricket, leaving those 2 behind. That was humorous, okay. Alright. Back to the beginning for these guys. Fishy immediately getting 3 bombs, lucky for him. Also grabbing a damsel, so gonna be a nice start for Fishy here.
He is slightly behind Johnny, but he has a lot more stuff, which is always great.
Right, I think Johnny is employing, like, getting money strats. We see him go for gold a lot more often. Oof.
Dark level.
Only barely reaching the requirement for a dark level and getting it anyway, taking some damage there.
Good thing he got the damsel. Oh, and almost a buddy shop there.
About 7 billion bombs there for Fishy to purchase. Of course, he's going to move on without him. Johnny grabbing his own damsel and a bit more cash and moving on to 1-3.
They're both moving on about the same time. Fishy's just a little bogged back by the level delay.
Alright, and Johnny's going to attack this giant spider. He's really amassing money here. He's up to 10k at this point.
Having to use the rope to make it out of the weapons shop there.
Yeah. Does get some spike shoes though, and that really proved to be an advantage for Fishy, so we'll see how it helps out Johnny here.
And it seems like Fishy's going to be ignoring the Matic that he could get from the snake pit. And more bombs, like another
That's
shop
about
like
17 trillion bombs for Fishy, but he chooses to avoid them as well. Johnny really going for resources on this run. Getting the damsel, going to push himself up to 6 health. I think he's going for the safer than Starry strategy here, and you know what? That could be what decides whether or not he wins or loses.
So there are some cases in the later game that aren't really health dependent, like say mummies or the abyss.
Yes, and
things
a swamp,
you can't exactly
spikes
avoid.
will just kill you no matter what health you have. The meta of races is what really makes it beautiful, just how everything is both good and bad in some aspect.
Johnny ignoring the hired help, not freeing his brother.
You know what? That could be arguably good because there was an altar right over there. Would have been a Kapala.
Oh yeah, that's true. Unless the
If he had
damsel
gotten the
was in a
damsel.
hard to reach spot.
The damsel fell to him. I think it might have been dead. I don't know if it was dead or not, but it fell towards the altar.
Damsel is still alive, or at least on the second level.
Yeah, so Fishy's going to move on to 2-3 here while Johnny is going through 2-2, grabbing another damsel. Yeah, definitely a lot more resource-based play from Johnny here, and I'm interested to see how it works out. It's kind of risky slowing down like this, because if Fishy plays fast and efficiently, that means Johnny's going to have to just take his loss here. We'll see. And you know what? If
She
Fishy,
also avoided the beehive.
if Fishy ends up dying and this conservative play works out for Johnny, then Johnny's going to take the win and push Fishy into the elimination bracket, and Fishy is going to die on 2-4.
That's quite an unfortunate Tiki Man situation there. I don't think there was much he really could have done about that, unless he whipped the boomerang.
Yeah, it was pretty much, you know, go for gold or take some fall damage more than likely. Of course, you could argue that you could like grab the ledge if you were kind of tricky enough, but it's a very difficult maneuver.
So now let's see if Johnny is actually going to be able to pull off these safe strats very well through the ice caves and 2-4 as well. See if he gets 2-4'd.
He does have a lot of passive items, one of them being the spike shoes, which will be a massive advantage in the ice caves. Also having some pace, not as much of a massive advantage, but still going to help him out in a lot of situations.
Tiki Village is also a disadvantage. We've been seeing a lot of those in these races.
We've been seeing a lot of just special levels in general, the psychic presences and the Tiki Villages.
Yeah, Psychic Presences and Tiki Villages. I think Prayers to Kali could also be one that we could debate.
However, Prayers to Kali is more of an advantage than anything. Alright, so Fishy making his way back through the mines while Johnny is about to reach the ice caves. Definitely took some damage during this Tiki Village, unfortunately down to 2 health.
Probably going to be getting some damsels.
That proves that his conservative play is going to help him out here. He would be dead here if he hadn't grabbed as many damsels as he had during these races, so... These runs are not
an
seeded.
Intense case of 2-4.
These are completely randomized runs. Seeded runs invite cheating and unfair play, sort of slow down racers as well. We'll be sticking to non-seeded runs for pretty much all of Star League. Just works better this way. Alright, and Johnny getting some pretty easy ice caves so far, not grabbing as many damsels as he was previously, which could prove fatal in the temple. 2 damage means an arrow trap is lethal, 3 health, however, could save ya. We'll see, of course.
Oh, that Yeti is scary. Even though he wasn't alive.
Don't, yeah,
Kinda
you're still ahead of me, but whatever. Yeah, jeez. Just, you know, dead Yeti falling out of the sky in front of Johnny, not a big deal. Of course, Fishy back into the
like
jungle.
The trend with Pro, how there were things falling out of the sky, like the frozen UFO for Krill. Oh, and Johnny got chucked by a Yeti, taking another damage. He still needs...
Ooh, that was scary. Luckily, there's a platform on the left for Johnny.
And
He's
there's
now
a
down to
crate
1
compass,
health.
too.
Oh, and there's a crate compass, too. Well, that's delay. Hopefully Rudd does a little bit of a difference in that. We'll see.
Sorry, internet OP for me. It's probably just that you're trying to stream that as well. It doesn't load it as well.
Alright, so Temple begins for Johnny. Not very good so far. I would A, grab that damsel, and B, bomb down if you can manage both of those. But it looks like he's
Did
just going
bomb
to go
down,
straight
but
down.
he did ignore the damsel as well. And that's a bad Anubis spot right there.
Yeah, okay. A rope here or 2 bombs would be good.
Oh, and he got Croc, man.
Oh, man! Freaking...
Freaking
Not only that, but the
spoilers.
delay sucks here, too.
Sucks.
4-1, there we go. So Johnny's farthest level is 4-1. Let's see how Fishy handles that.
Fishy is now entering the ice caves, which means that it's still his game. He can still make it there if he doesn't come across some unfortunate problems. He doesn't have a compass, so that might cause a bit of an issue. Potentially.
Alright, well, I mean, this race is totally in Fishy's hands. If Fishy does make it past 4-2 and Johnny does not, then Fishy will become our Junior League champion. However, if Fishy dies and Johnny's farthest level is the victory here, then Johnny will push Fishy into the elimination bracket and we'll continue with our races.
Johnny seems to be going a bit YOLO now. He's starting to get some shopkeeper aggro, so he could have gotten all the items that he did from the shop. And then he got arrow trapped, causing his death.
Alright, Fishy traversing the ice caves pretty effectively so far. That was a little bit scary with that mammoth. Nearly froze Fishy in midair, but he does survive. Alright, 3-3. Fishy has to make it to 4-1 to tie the game and make it to 4-2 or further to take the lead here.
Did Fishy get shopkeeper aggro, or did he just find a crate?
No, he found a shotgun from a crate.
It's definitely lucky.
Although it might have been Ash, actually.
Freeze Ray, but...
Yeah, Freeze Ray is arguably better. He's gonna drop the shotgun for a landmine? Okay, he's just gonna pick up the landmine.
The Croc Man with the shotgun usually results in telefrag.
Yeah, it's dangerous stuff.
Johnny getting a crate cape. Almost like compass for some reason.
Alright, that's gonna help Johnny out, but if Fishy finishes his run, then there's not much Johnny can do here.
If Fishy can make it through this level, then we're gonna at least tie the lead, if nothing else.
Yep, so there it is. It's tied up.
It's tied up. We're gonna go... it would be really cool if we were at tied
yeah,
rounds,
2-2 and then overtime. Oh, that would be
overtime.
ridiculous. Let's see how Fishy plays here. His shotgun's gonna help out a lot for this Anubis kill. Oh, ooh, that was scary with that bubble at the end there.
Now that bubble got a little close.
Now the question is, oh, Johnny is down again. Johnny is just a little bit too flustered at this point.
Yeah,
oh no.
He's gotten a bit flustered.
Alright, and Fishy nearing the end of his 4-1. And that'll do it. Fishy's gonna take the lead at this point.
How much time is there left? Is
We have
Johnny still able to
6
make
minutes
it?
and 30 seconds left. If Fishy does die, Johnny still has a definite chance.
The shotgun is definitely helping out quite a bit.
Yeah. Most
There
of the time
doesn't
we
seem
see
to
our
be a
players
lot
with
of
the
traps either. Not very many crush traps.
Alright, 4-3 for Fishy. 3 health, 4 bombs, and 3 rope safe strats, rather fast strats are an option for Fishy if he does make it to Olmec. Honestly though, safe strats would be the play here.
Yeah.
Since Johnny is in the mines,
there's
no reason not to.
Johnny going for a jetpack and compass combo from the shop.
Yeah, he has to go fast or go home, man. Alright, Fishy is on to Olmec.
Olmec.
It looks like this might be the last round here. Here we go. Perhaps one of the most important Olmec fights we've had of all of the races thus far. Let's see what happens.
Loses his compass, and he's doing fast strats.
And it is fast strats. The guts, I have respect for Fishy. Here we go. There are no
Olmec
spawns.
Not strats, Olmec spawns so far.
Just no spawns whatsoever.
Wow. That's amazing. Not even last stomp strats. That was... I keep saying strats.
I feel so
last
bad.
Stomp spawns.
And that's gonna do it.
That's gonna do it.
Fishy, the comeback after 2 defeats, is gonna win 3 times in a row and push Johnny out. At this point, Fishy is our junior champion. Everybody get hype in chat for Fishy. Congrats to him. Star League will follow Fishy's channel just to signify that he has won a tournament in Star League. Everybody, go give Fishy a follow. I'm gonna link his Twitch in the chat real quick. And of course,
Gotta
go
play
give
like
Johnny a follow as well. He played really well. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough to beat Fishy in the end here. This revenge match goes to Fishy. Congrats to him. He gets his Crystal Skull, and he is the winner of the Star League's first ever junior bracket. So congrats to him. There we go. Boom.
This is where we need like a stock like clapping noise from one of those like random mixed boards that are online.
Good job, Fishy. All right,
But I have to use my controller for push to talk, so...
So that's going to be the end of that. Congrats. Good job to both of our racers. Apologies to Johnny for losing right at the end there. Congrats to Fishy for being the winner of Star League's Junior Championship match and winning it all. Going entirely
as a hero.
He never lost a match. I think there's something special about that. Fishy never lost any of his matches. Completely perfect play. Never a loser. Almost at the end there, Johnny pulled a victory over Fishy, but Fishy was entirely undefeated through all of the matches, so great job to him. At this point, Link, I'm sorry, but this is the end of the Junior Championships, which means that your commentary is over.
Please don't kick me out.
I'm sorry, Link.
I just got here.
You did great. You did great, Link.
Alright,
You will be
my
missed.
duty has been fulfilled. I shall now leave.
All
I'll
right,
still
so,
be here in the chat. I'll talk with all the cool people.
Yeah. Thanks for the commentaries, Link.
Yep. See you guys.